Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. The person that's providing everyday an analysis and is extremely low in energy and just counting the hours to have vacation. Yeah, that's it. That's the biggest gain I can imagine for this year. And looking forward to that. So, well, we can see what Bitcoin did. To the moon. Just tomorrow. Maybe. I don't think. However, the whole thing was, once again, front running. I don't know if they really were expecting something bullish from the Fed. As mentioned just before, the most logic step was 50 BPS. We received 50 BPS. 75 BPS was on the table. I mean, as mentioned yesterday, if they really want to see a Christmas rally, 25 BPS was required, and it didn't happen. I had a summary of Jay Powell's speech, and it was extremely hawkish. But that's something that we need to understand why they are so hawkish. And it makes sense. Like I said just before many times, they can't fight inflation. The only thing they can do is reduce the impact to the national economy, because it's not a national thing. It's not one source, material, or wherever where we have a disruption like in the 17th with crude oil. It's not just energy. It's much more than energy. And that's something that many people are ignoring. I'm saying ignoring because some of them are really smart enough to see the whole thing like I'm seeing it. But they are not doing it. They are ignoring it. They are absolutely in disbelief. They are extremely biased, expecting a Christmas rally, something that, to be honest, I was expecting a few weeks ago. You remember I have said maybe we will get a Christmas rally. But nothing have changed. Absolutely nothing. They raised interest rate like since decades they didn't. And the result is not good at all. I mean, inflation is declining but not dumping. And that's the big thing. We just, Wall Street will try to bring wrong and false narratives to trap you. If you let you trap by them, you deserve it. Unfortunately, you deserve it because they have an own interest. It's not your interest. And that's something you need to understand. If not, it's absolutely fine. But then blame yourself. Don't blame other people for that. And that's something we need to have in mind all the time because everything is front of us. We just need to open the eyes. Jay said for the next meeting, his expectation will be to 70%, 75 BPS. Some people were commenting, just to start to claim and to blame the Fed, but it's not the Fed. It's not, they have mentioned, I don't know how many times, what's their goal, 2%. And that's the key level to avoid deflation and to maintain an inflation, but in a way they can control it. But that's not happening. And so, of course, they know exactly that even in the next few months, nothing will change. I have said China, for example, they are talking about China is going to open. We will see if they are going to do it, because the last announcement that China did to cancel the Formula One race in China in April 2023 because of a zero COVID policy. So they are telling us that they are not really expecting to bring the old normal back in 2023, at least until maybe April, June, July, May. Nobody knows. That will depend on China. But of course, it's not only China. We also have the Ukraine and Russia conflict. It's still there. We are not talking about a lot, unfortunately, but it's still there. And that's another key factor for the whole global disruption. And it seems, if we really can, if the media is telling us the truth, Ukraine is attacking military bases on Russian territory. I mean, that's absolutely fine because it's a military conflict. So, of course, we don't have some rules, just, some laws, international laws, but that's it. But it seems that the NATO is supporting Ukraine to realize this kind of attacks. So if that's right, then we will push even deeper in that conflict. At the same time, I don't know if you remember, I have mentioned that China sent to Serbia missiles and they shipped them directly to Serbia with airplanes in March. Now, Kosovo is showing the first signs of a conflict, military conflict, against Serbia. While at the same time, Kosovo is joining the European Union. What do you think can happen here? So, we can be short-term bullish. We can. As mentioned yesterday, trade the market. Don't trade your beers, because then you will lose money. And that's not our goal. Our goal is to make money, to be smarter than those who think we are dumb. But if we don't get that, we deserve to lose money. So that's my initial comment for today. I guess tomorrow I will do another one. Yeah. So I think we are on track. I think yesterday we should go back to 17.2 or 17,150. We are back below the big box. So I guess we can go a little bit more up, but in my opinion, that's it. We will maintain now below the big box. Now it depends really if bulls wants to push up very hard or not. I mean, the whole thing here was just a trap for me, and I closed my short without loss, so everything is fine. I did a good game with my hedge long, and now I will break. I will take my vacation, and that's it. So I'm not going to do anything at the moment. So yeah, just in case I see a nice opportunity, but that's, in my opinion, not the case at the moment. So we will see. I will like to see what happens at 17.2. So we will, now we want to retest. If they do that, that will be a absolutely nice indication. If they do a very nice retest here to fail, then we should go down to 17,300. Maintain here a little bit, go down back to 17,150. That's where the main POC is, and then it starts from 0. So we are then here, and then we can go even lower to 16.9 or 17. We can go even to 16.8, and we can go finally to where the whole fake, in my opinion, fake rally started at 16.5. And then we need to see if we go back to our support area between 16.3 and 15. You know, as mentioned just before, if we talk in Wyckoff language, 18K was the retest of our resistance. We failed, of course, and that should bring us back to the 15K. At least there where we have our support area. I think it's 15.6 or something to retest there, and then we need to see if we will have a spring, or if in case of a redistribution schematic, we will shift to a lower range, something that I'm expecting. But don't trade your expectations, just trade what you can figure out. So that was my initial comment. Next chapter, pure analysis. So let us start with the wealth ratio as usual. We can see the wealth ratio is declining, but the angle is changing, indicating we will go down a little bit more and then start to go up once again. Yeah, it matches very well. To be honest, we are not done for this week. If we check the economic calendar, we will see, oh, CryptoQuant changed something once again. I love that. So if I check the economic calendar for this week, I didn't check today. Oh no, we are done. Today, Thursday, we had core retail sales minus 0.2%. Aha, surprise, surprise. Initial jobless claims declined. That's something very good. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index declined even more, minus 13.8, expected 10. And retail sales from 0.1%. So if we had in October, it's October. If we had in October 1.3%, now we have minus 0.6%. So what does that mean? Demand, consume behavior. You remember what I said? Well, I would say we are absolutely on track, because that's an indication that retails are in trouble, or at least they are, we are manufacturing less, and so it could be the first indications that consumers are demanding less goods, and that could bring what I said, the consumer behavior flip, means they are demanding less stuff and products. That means that retail and manufacturers will start to decline the prices to absorb part of the inflation, and trying to attract demand. Demand will keep being very low, so they will try to reduce even more the prices of their products just to sell, because they need to produce more, otherwise they need to turn off the machines, and that's usually something very expensive. So they will do everything to attract demand. If they can't, that's what I call the deflation trend. So means prices will go down, 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 inflation will decline, but not because the monetary policy is working, just because we are seeing from an inflationary phase to a deflationary phase, and that's the worst case, because deflation is very hard to control and the nightmare for every central bankers. That's why they like the 2% inflation rate, to avoid deflation. A deflation like we had in Japan in the 90s and 2000, it's really worst case, and it's really hard to bring it back to inflation. inflation in a way that's controllable. So we will see. However, I had my initial comment. I'm not going to start again. But you know, that's what's happening. So I guess here it will rise. As you see, we bounce here once again at 40. I don't know. We are not declining anymore below 40, and right now indicating 49, almost 50%. That's still too big and will push up the weights ratio 30 days moving average more up. If we check what's happening here, they are still, while they are selling, they are still trying to attract the price to go up, and it's not happening. What I said with lack of demand, the market is in fuel. Those guys decide if they want to push up the price to trap their remaining retailers, and they are doing it very good. So if we check the Wells ratio 30 hours moving average, from here we pushed up to here as a preparation phase. From here they start to decline. I have mentioned that the market maker entities sent twice 2,000 bitcoins to centralized exchanges, another confirmation that we will go down. And now the Wells ratio 30 hours moving average declined, and it seems it's bouncing at 78. It's low, but not so low, so still indicating 78. If we zoom out a little bit, it's becoming more clear. So they are still, you know, they let the price once again push up, and then they flipped directly to 99%, indicating they were sending bitcoins to centralized exchanges just to sell, and that initiated the first dump. You know, so everything looks absolutely okay at the moment. So we are still on track. Stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges still in a downward trend. So it's not pushing up. We came from here, it dumped once after we dumped in price, indicating they cashed out a lot, and right now, yeah. So some persons or some follower just asked me about if it's true that Binance had a withdrawal of 6 billions in 24 hours. I don't know, but I can imagine that. So it's possible. That's the problem why I can't use the flow activity, at least related to net flows, because it seems we are having another bank run like we had with FTX. I guess also with Binance. It seems we start to have some problems now with Kraken as well. And Gemini is also having some problems. So I would be careful using centralized exchanges. At the moment, everything looks very fishy. Yeah. And if you ask why I'm saying that, what's my purpose? To inform you and just to let you open your eyes. If you want to close your ears, your eyes, it's absolutely okay, but don't blame anyone if you lose money. That's the only thing. So that's it from here. Let us go to the next one. So we see a lot of inflows. We had also bigger outflows. We received here, that was everything yesterday, closed before we had our pump. 2,600 bitcoins here, then another 2,200 bitcoins here, then another 2,200 bitcoins here, another 1,500 bitcoins here, then this night 1,800 bitcoins here, then we received this morning another 2,500 bitcoins within 2 hours. Then we received this afternoon, midday, another 1,500. and 2 hours ago another 1,000 bitcoins. So they bought a lot, they're just distributing now with more. So that's what's happening at the moment. While, and that was also a nice indicator that the volume wasn't really high, even declining while the price was going up, indicating they don't even use a lot of money to push the price up to 18,400. 18,000 was a little bit expected by me. 18,400 wasn't part of my trade strategy. That's why my short had a liquidation level of 18.5. That's why I said if they are going to liquidate me, okay, it's fine. But they didn't. So that was, at least for me, a nice trade. But yeah. Okay, we are done here. Let us go to the next one. So yeah, what happened here? I mean, if we zoom out, we see nothing big happened. At the moment, they are still demanding more longs. We can see that's the trend, funding rate. So you know, even while the price is declining at the moment, so we will see if they really want to push up more or if that's it. So before we dumped, they demanded a lot of shorts. That's what I said yesterday. And afterwards, from 17,800 or even a little bit before, they started to demand even longs once again. Right now declining the funding rate, but nothing big. We zoom out, we can see the open interest recovered a little bit. So we are right now almost on level of beginning of December, but here we were in November, and afterwards, even if right now it pushed up, but it's not recovering at all. So indicating less volume related to futures. Only leverage ratio is pushing up again, so gamblers are feeling yeah, they think it's very attractive what the price is doing. Related to stable coins and derivative exchanges, the biggest we had in the last 2 days was 180 million, so peanuts. We had even here the biggest outflow 100 million, so also here nothing big. If we check bitcoins, also here the biggest one was almost 2,000 bitcoin yesterday afternoon, and since then today the maximum was 1,400 bitcoins. That's it. So absolutely low level. Here the aggregated, we can see that they between December 13th and December 14th they almost liquidated 2,500 bitcoins in shorts and almost 800 bitcoins in longs. So I don't have any data for today because it's delay. It's the 1 day resolution. However, if we check the open interest, we can see it tried to push up. It's not recovering. It maintains that level that we have loose since October, November. And since then we are still there. And the only thing, it seems that the leverage ratio wants to push up, but also here all-time high, we are still too close to the all-time high. So gamblers are reducing volume in their positions, but right now pushing up more with leverage. At the same time, the funding rate also indicating here they pushed up very hard, demanding more longs, more longs, more longs. So if we push down very hard, I guess we will liquidate a lot of people. And you know, before we go up, we will go more down, more down, more down. When we go up, we go more down, more down, more down. The opposite happens. If we go down, we go first up, up, up. That's what they are doing, just really to avoid that you with your high leverage position can be successful. And in my opinion, it doesn't make sense that whales are doing it. Absolutely not. I'm convinced, even I don't have any proof, but as we know that exchanges have a signal channel, a signal group together where they can coordinate, something I have mentioned when we have talked about CSAT, Binance, and so on and so forth, where I said these guys know each other. These guys coordinate each other. It's so a tiny market. Of course they do it. Doesn't mean they have sex together. Doesn't mean they like together. It's just about money. And yeah, we have, it seems at the moment, a war between exchanges. We know that Kraken, Bitfinex is using Kraken a lot. It did all the time. We know that FTX was using Binance a lot to drive the market. And at the same time, I know that Tether, or at least Bitfinex, was using FTX as well to drive the markets. So, everything is networked. And when you think that one of them is the big exception, I guess they will show you are wrong. But you have to make your own experience. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope. But usually in such kind of markets, they are so well networked. And it's more to make money. I mean, you can't provide zero fee offer or promo for that long time on spot while futures volume is declining. I mean, you need money to survive that. Where's the money coming from? Liquidations. So, as mentioned, open interest lifting up since yesterday, but nothing big. Leverage ratio more than open interest, and funding rate, was skyrocketing a little bit. If we check Binance right now, they, as you can see, it seems they started to liquidate since we have lost the 17.7. It seems the funding rate indicating they are demanding more shorts right now, and at the same time open interest started to decline very much. I mean, they did that also here, so they are liquidating high leverage longs, and they will liquidate even more at the moment. Since 17.8, it seems bears are back on the game. So that's it from here. If we check now blockchain whispers, of course, they are demanding more longs at the moment because the price is declining. And so, yeah, even on Ethereum. We have here 55 to 45 long short ratio, 58 to 42 on Ethereum. So this time, in my opinion, looks more healthy related to Bitcoin. And on Bitfinex, reducing still more shorts. And that's what we can see at the moment. And let us check what the Kingfisher is showing us. Takes a moment. Ooh. What is that? Okay, something is absolutely wrong. Once again, we had yesterday 30 millions in liquidation, now just 3.5. So something is wrong here, in my opinion. I don't know what exactly, but okay, it was looking extremely big, but it seems people closed a lot of longs, but also a lot of shorts on Binance. Only if this data is true. Something I can't tell you that. I'm starting to, I'm not sure. If everything what the Kingfisher is showing is really true, to be honest, but maybe I'm wrong here. However, if they want to liquidate the biggest cluster, we need to go up, hitting 18K once again. Otherwise, we can go to 17K to liquidate these high longs. But if we check the remaining, I mean, yeah, it looks similar, just more shorts here. It's not really, I can't tell you why and who, but at the moment it looks more they would go up to 18K to liquidate all these guys here. And then we need to see, just in case this data is right. Something I doubt, because if we had 30 millions yesterday, today just 3.5 million, and just a few days ago we had 300 million, doesn't match. I don't know. Okay, we are done. Let us go to the next chapter. So, Binance spot CBD down, aggregated CBD down, futures with Bitcoin collateral down, stablecoin margin futures down. Those here are indicating they're just buying more shorts than longs. At least that was the case. Right now it seems we are arriving to our support area where we will bounce or at least maintain the price. And we need to see, and that's what the price is doing at the moment, with the support of a little bit of support of spot trading. But market traders right now distributing, and if we check, if we check that, we can see what they did, right? So if they started to buy here, we are almost very close to there. So they distributed almost everything they bought just before. And the whole thing, we are here, and usually they like to push up the price above of a nice support area, because they know that the demand is waiting there, and that's what they do. So in case I would have such volume to drive the market, I will do exactly the same. Check what's a strong support area, push the price above, and I know a lot of retailers are waiting there to buy, because they know, strong support, it's the best timing to buy because we will bounce there. Not necessarily, but that's the that's the goal. Of course, Bitfinex doing exactly the same like Binance and the aggregated one. I don't like Bitfinex. I don't need to. Many of you know what I think about Tether and Bitfinex, so we don't need to talk about that. If we zoom out here as well, we can see that they are pushing up more, buying, algo trading, as you see, tiny volume here, 0.003 Bitcoin. Here you can see that almost the same. That's algo trading, 0.0299, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then here 0.002, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's algo trading. They are using almost the same volume all the time. Yeah, let us go forward. If we check here, for example, that's Kraken, and Kraken are not doing anything. They didn't distribute, like a little bit. Well, Bitfinex is pushing more up. On Kraken, nothing really. They distributed a little bit, but nothing big. Bybit, yeah, Bybit distributing. They pushed up very hard here, and afterwards they started to distribute. Nice in time, to be honest. Even better than Binance, it seems. So Coinbase, wow, look that. Market traders on Coinbase, they started to distribute here. Nice. They did everything well, in my opinion. If you check that, they did almost the same like Binance. That's interesting. And Bitstamp, the bullish exchange not doing exactly the same like Bitfinex, not doing anything here, and even like Kraken. If we check Gimini, well, what happened to Gimini? Okay, we check Gimini, also here nothing happened, but I don't know what happened to Gimini, to be honest. Where's the data? Let us refresh. Huh. Okay, that's strange. Well, at least they started to distribute, but nothing big, so absolutely nothing. If we go and check our entities, yeah, we can see retailers pushing up more. Doesn't mean they are buying. Absolutely doesn't mean it. But if we have a bank run, that's very similar situation like we had with FTX. If we check these guys, almost increasing. If we check these guys, increasing. So we are not talking about retailers here anymore, sharks or really small whales with 10 to 100 Bitcoin wallets. If we check these guys, buying. Not sure if it's accumulation what they do right now, because they like to do it and afterwards they start to sell, but I'm not sure. These guys are not that bad. 100 to 1000 Bitcoins. Market maker not looking like accumulation at all. Pushed up, increased their balances by 10,000 Bitcoins, and that's it. They are not doing anything. And yeah, if we have a bank run, of course, those entities related mainly to centralized exchanges are declining right now in Bitcoin balance, so that would match. And we can check, for example, here. Wow, we received some bigger inflows. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we will go down more, so we will maintain 75 a bit, and then, you know, in my opinion, we have seen such kind of bank run here and that area here. That would match to all those withdrawals, what even CZ confirmed. That's the good part I like from CZ. I'm not sure if he's, I don't know, if he's really transparent or if he managed his information business very well, because you know he know that some people will start to spread something, so why not to go ahead and say, hey, we had 3 billions and withdrawals, but business as usual. Well, that with business as usual is nothing I would believe, but however, so if we check the balance exchange, of course it's declining a lot. But we remember that was FTX bank run. So that's the problem why at the moment not using the exchange balance. So if we check, for example, here, let me refresh, that's the fund flow related to the market maker. So if we see, for example, there some funds, they are hitting centralized exchanges. And I've mentioned yesterday, I was here and I said 2000 Bitcoins here, 2000 Bitcoins here means dump or at least go down. They sent afterwards another 1000 Bitcoins, so well prepared to push down the price. Usually they use different channels, so centralized exchanges, OTC and futures to drive the market. They sent today just 565 Bitcoins here and another 500 Bitcoins here, so we are arriving, so it's a support area like I mentioned. We will maintain there a bit and then go up or down. In my opinion, we will go down. So yeah, so here, for example, I don't know how and why on CryptoQuant it looks different, but it matches in my opinion. They send more Bitcoins to centralized exchanges, so it should start to decline. We are talking here about 12,000 Bitcoins almost. And yeah, the trend activity. Futures looking better. Spot is really just dying. Yeah, yesterday miners started to sell as well. So they did, they are using every kind of top. We can check the 1 hour time frame, and now we can see that on a better way. We see here 400 bitcoins, here another 370, and so on and so forth, and here another 500 bitcoins, here 600 bitcoins. So we see their reserves lifted up. It seems they minted more bitcoins, and then they started to sell them. Right now they are minting more. So yeah, at the moment, it doesn't look like a panic sell by miners at the moment, to be honest. Only here where the reserves declined with the price, indicating they were almost also part drivers with 3,000 bitcoins here and another 2,300, 3,000 bitcoins, so almost 6,000 bitcoins they dumped with the market maker as well, and so on and so forth. OTC still relatively active since here. Let us see. Yeah, of course. So they use the push up to distribute, and now they are extremely active. It seems distributing, selling more. That's OTC. While we see what happens, that's centralized exchanges activity, and we can see here, for example, what they are doing. If we check here, we can see that the trend is positive. So doing exactly the opposite of centralized exchanges. Centralized exchanges push the price up to attract retailers, to push the price, while OTC started to distribute here. That was that here. That's why we can see they used, it seems, Gemini, partly because Gemini had here a rising activity, and here once again they used Coinbase and Gemini, and since then just going down. Yeah, that explains why both has a negative CBD. Coinbase, very strange to see that on Coinbase, but Coinbase at the moment, market traders distributing. That makes sense and it matches. That's it. Let us go. Another 12 minutes. Let us go to the next chapter. So on Coinbase, they did absolutely everything right. Absolutely everything right. They had a sell position here, triggered. They had a sell position here, triggered. And well, they, as you see here, they sold here, they sold here. So they did everything well. So they bought the dip, they bought here, they triggered the buy order here, for example, and then pushed up. So not that bad, but since then nothing happened. You can see they are distributing at the moment, and they removed this wall here, so indicating we should go to 15k next. Deribit, on Deribit, nothing, still waiting here at 15.5, and as well at 17 and 69 waiting at the moment. So at the moment protecting, as mentioned, we should maintain that level now for a while, maybe until tomorrow or something, before we go down more. If we go and check that here, 16k we have on Bitstamp, just one new order, otherwise at 15k, reduced volume here, but we still have this big sandwich here waiting at 14k. So 14k would be, the last protection level. So means 14K is, I wouldn't say impossible to break, but really hard to break, at least on Bitstamp. So they remove the wall here at 17K, also indicating they want first let the price go to 16K. So if that's not spoofing, of course. Binance started yesterday to limit it the way up at 18.5, then afterwards at 18.3, then afterwards at 18, and that's it. So right now waiting here as well at 17.5, also once again indicating bears are right now once again under control. They are just protecting the price to don't let the price go down more, so we will maintain that level here a little bit for a while and then go more down, hitting first 17K where we have the main POC. We have the main POC even here, and they are placing some walls now again, but they reduced a lot. Yeah, but everything here between 15 and 14, it looks well protected, and even here on 16K at the moment. You can see they are also waiting here and protecting to the upside. Bitfinex spot right now, once again, like yesterday, just protecting. They are so, trying the market with passive orders. I mean they are orders. I wouldn't say they are passive orders, to be honest, because they are, if you check, they are extremely dynamic. It's only on Bitfinex, by the way. So it looks like Bitfinex is the manipulator exchange or something. That's I don't like them. I really don't like them. I will never trade there. Never in my life. If that's the last existing exchange on crypto, I will leave crypto, but I'm never ever going to trade there. Never. They can, I don't know, they can offer me billions, really billions. I will never trade there. I wouldn't care. 19.6. They are protecting in 19.6 and at 15.7 at the moment. They removed all the walls here, so they want to let, it seems, the price go down, hitting 15.7. OKEX spot, nothing. Kraken spot, they are waiting now at 16.8, while also limiting now at 18K. So, but nothing big to the downside. Bybit, nothing, just distributing, it seems. BitMEX, also distributing, also nothing. Binance futures, now, we should have more longs right now. Also here they started to limit it at 18.5. You remember I have mentioned that they reduced or even removed the wall at 18.8 and they shifted up to 19.5. So we need to see. But however, if we check that now, we have, of course, more longs waiting. Almost 6,000 bitcoins more in longs than in shorts. That's crazy. That's really crazy. So all that here, they are protecting that areas related to futures, and removed some walls here. So we need to see. Bitfinex derivatives, waiting here with 12 bitcoins at 16K, and that's it. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, waiting at 15.6, but nothing. They are longing, demanding more longs, it seems. OKEX swap, still waiting there. Oh, now we have even a limitation to the upside. Didn't see that at 20K and at 16.4. So maybe buy 16.4 and sell 20K And last but not least, Bitget USDT pair. They are selling, market selling, so nothing big here as well. Okay, that's it.